Hello everyone, this is Nathan, and today's video is I'm going to be weathering this model. In fact, I'm going to look at some books that I have years ago. Some are older than others when I was a little kid, some not. And I'm just going to look through all these for some pictures of what looks dirty and what realistic to try to bookmark for a blend of weathering on here. I just want to be different looking than some of my other models that I haven't weathered. On some of my models that I haven't weathered, but I just decided I'm going to do things different just to change it up a bit. So let's go on to the books. The first book I have is this book, as you can see in the title. And we're just going to find some interesting things, maybe some ideas. Now that is some inspiration for a layout idea. That's a famous picture. That's inspirational too. Let's see. There's one photo that I really like ever since I found it many years ago. If I can show it to you, it will be unusual, but it's in this book. I didn't find the photo, but I did find this. This is the perfect thing to weather, to copy off of for the model. So I found some pictures. I went back. This is the one I wanted to show you that I really like. It's this locomotive. I like the steam engine with the passenger car on the locomotive itself for its design, and I think this is really interesting, and this is what inspires me to make some of my builds as well. So if any of you know this locomotive, please put that in the comments so I can know more about it. The next book I have is this book. This is about the Butler Railroad, and some of it's in Pittsburgh. I know because of some of the trains that are in here are in Pittsburgh. But moving on, a little note right there. Let's see. Very interesting stuff. This is what I mean by Pittsburgh, is because normally these trains are famous in Pittsburgh. They're the Union Railroad. And you can look at more information on Djstrains channel. He knows more about this than I do. But yeah, very interesting of how it's in here. And that's how they run. They only run backwards with the cab backwards, which is very interesting. Let's see. Oh my goodness, this is in one of DJ's videos. Yeah. Oh, I think this one too. Right here. And here's something interesting. I think this is the author. You can pause the video if you want to read this, but this is very interesting. Yeah, this was a gift at middle school when I did a project about the Butler Railroad. So yeah, that's interesting. The next one I have is this. A friend gave this to me. Now this is very interesting. You can look at the detail that some of the wood is chipping away off the paint on this boxcar. So that's interesting. Now here's something very interesting. If you look here, see how the coal is open to let the coal come out? That's so interesting. If you can tell me more about this one, please leave that in the comments too, if you know about this coal car. Let's see what else I could find. Oh, that's interesting. And one of my favorites, the cab forward. One of the strongest locomotives, but not as strong as the big boy, but still interesting. Now, this is definitely worth the while for me to weather something to represent this, sort of. Now, I didn't notice this in this book, but you could actually probably find matches right here about this stuff. Also, to let you know, different shapes like this nose right here inspire me to make different parts on my different locomotives. And this is a perfect shot. And I think the most important part of all, which luckily I have, this came from my dad when he was at college, and it's this book. I'm gonna look into it and see what I find and see what's interesting to learn to weather. I don't think it's on this book, but we'll see. And another thing, you can correct me on this if you want, but I'm going to be very strict on this locomotive because of how I would weather this whole locomotive to look so beaten up that it looks like it's almost the end of its life. Modeling thing. So this will be coming up in another video. I have worked on this mall. It's not finished, but it looks very good. I need to touch it up and stuff. Kind of in the middle of it being done. This was very interesting for making this video, and this is Nate saying goodbye and have a very awesome day.